So as we go to the third out, I'm gonna kind of let you take the reins on this because the San Diego Padres have to be one of the more interesting teams in all of baseball. They are so funny because, one of the things that we notice, right, and especially in the last week or so, they like to beat good teams and then seemingly lose to bad teams sometimes, it looks like. So, Dalton, take it away. What do you find interesting right now about the San Diego Padres, and what makes you want to crap on them this evening?
The San Diego Padres are exactly who I've been saying that they are, right? Like, this is a team that does, like, they're like, you commend them because they'll win series against the Dodgers. They'll take 3 out of what looks like 4 from the Braves. Good for you. But you get swept by the Rockies at home in between them. Like, and a lot of people look at that and they're like, oh man, like if they could just play better against the Rockies, like what a good team. And it's like, well, no. The thing with the Padres is that there's incongruencies in their effort and in their care, and you can see it watching them. Like, this is a team that the level of energy in that dugout is visibly different depending on who they're facing.
Yeah.
Like, the way they react to big hits is visibly different depending on who they're facing. Their execution level is visibly different depending on who they're facing. So, like, to me, this is an organizational issue that has plagued this team for a number of years now. I mean, this is the same shit we saw with them last year.
Yeah.
And what it comes down to is I don't think they have great leadership in that clubhouse. I don't think they have great leadership as an organization. I think they're a team that gets hot and blows their load when a good team is the opponent, and then when all of a sudden they're playing in a quiet ballpark, they just kind of can't find their own energy, and I think that costs them in the long run. Speaking of which, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen this week. Okay? They're going to go to Cincinnati. They're going to win 2 out of 3. Or excuse me, they're going to go to Cincinnati. They're going to lose 2 out of 3. Okay? The Reds are going to look like world beaters. Padres are going to make some errors. They're going to lose 2 out of 3 in Cincinnati. Then they're going to come home to Petco and play the Yankees, and they're going to be fucking pests. And they're going to win that series over your Yankees. And you're going to be like, this team's really good. Like, we're going to go to the show Monday, and you're going to have watched a whole bunch of Yankees Padres from San Diego.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, Dalton, the Padres are good, man. That ballpark was loud. That team is good. And I'm going to be like, yeah, that's how they look when they're engaged.
Maybe not anymore after everything that you're saying right now.
I'm just telling you, like, this is just who they are.
Yeah.
Like, as an organization, this is who they are. It's why I just don't, like, this is going to sound super douchey, but, like, it's why I just don't really respect them. Like, I don't take them that seriously. And it's because of bullshit like this.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely interesting. They definitely hit the addition of Arias. I mean, you're seeing the impact, right? That lineup is definitely better than it was with the addition of Arias. And I don't think that really needs to, that might be a little bit redundant. They're very middle of the pack when it comes to their pitching. They strike out a lot of hitters, but they give up a lot of home runs. Like, this is just kind of who they are. And like I said, I think it's interesting when you bring up this sort of dynamic that they have of, yeah, they take 2 out of 3. I'm sorry, they take 3 out of 4 from the Braves. They take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. They lose. They get swept by the Rockies at home. Like, I think it's very interesting, their dynamic. They must be, I mean, if you're a Padres fan, that must be a really frustrating team to watch. Just because, listen, I don't have much to add really here because, like I said, I don't watch the Padres nearly as much as you do. But I can definitely see that happening next week again, and then losing. They probably get swept by the Marlins at home after they beat the Yankees 2 out of 3. Like,
if you want to watch the plight of a Padres fan, a great follow on Twitter is Friar Phil. He's a guy who's been doing all kinds of like post-game vlogs for the Padres for years. I mean, this guy's as loyal as they come with the Padres. And I interact with him every once in a while on Twitter because he hates the Dodgers. And it's a lot of fun. He's exactly what you see from Padres fans, which is like the Dodgers are in town and it's like, this is like the season right here. Like, what are we going to do with the Dodgers in town? And you can see it in the players. You can see it in the fans. The place is at a fever pitch. They're like, holy fuck, we're playing the Dodgers. Like, we got to show out right now.
Yeah.
And then the Padres come to town midweek, and the exasperation from these folks, they're just like, oh my God, like what happened? Where did that team that we just watched this weekend go? And it's like, well, they went where you went, right? You didn't go to the games when they were playing the Rockies either, did you? Right. Like, they went where you went, elsewhere mentally. So it's just an unserious team. It's just enough of them.
They're interesting, right?